Hey guys, so we're gonna do a spirit talk. So I definitely want to talk about this, and it came up a little bit in my group. We discussed it, but the situation with the recent sermon by Bishop Mariann Budde that she gave in and spoke directly to President, well, we'll call him President Trump. That's what he is. And she gave a very, and most of you guys, I'm sure, have seen it. It's made the rounds. She gave a very compassionate um, plea to him, to be merciful, to try to understand. She said people are very scared right now, immigrants, people that are LGBTQ plus, trans, and things like that in this country, very scared. Please be merciful and everything. Which I've seen a few quote, but I did quote in the group when I put a post up and talked about her, from the Beatitudes, blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. And it's very interesting to kickstart his presidency with a very powerful, if anybody is smart enough to know, she spoke, true Christian principles. Like we want to. What does Jesus teach? Love our enemies, love your neighbor as yourself. Bless those that curse you. All those things. But it's about love and compassion. And but the reaction has been quite stunning. Now, when I posted in the group and I talked about her, and I said, yes, there are those who can channel Jesus. That's what I put. Yes, you can. Okay. um, the reaction, the majority of people in my group reacted very positively, but there were some who did not. There were some, and some people that were just absolutely crude and disgusting. I got rid of. But there were a couple people I tried to have a conversation with. They just weren't getting it and stuff, and that's why I talk about in Second Thessalonians the strong delusion. Okay, the strong delusion. God will send a powerful delusion, so they will believe a lie. It says there and stuff. So that's why sometimes if you're seeing this, if you're in, if you appreciated her message and are in awe of the reaction that has been negative, and then, it's because of the strong delusion. Like for instance, when somebody in the group said it was inappropriate as all hell what she did. And I said, well, this is the same church that in his first presidency he gassed peaceful protesters, hit them with rubber bullets and all that stuff to do a photo op holding a Bible in front of the church. Was that inappropriate? You want to say this woman was inappropriate asking for mercy, but he literally did that at the same church. What? But she wouldn't say it was. But then all she could do was you say, I'm a peaceful person, but the immigrants and there's criminals. That's all she could do. And then she said, I'm being bullied, and left. Okay. So you can't, there are certain people that are just gone, and you could sit there, you know, some of y'all, and wear a cross, but when you hear a message from Christ, you obviously ain't paying attention. Okay, wearing a cross and saying you're a Christian doesn't mean shit unless it is here. Okay, it's got to be here. This is where it happens. Where does Christ consciousness come from? It comes from here. Not from here, not even from here. It comes from here. It's got to come from here. This is where it is. Okay, it's from the heart. And we've got to be, compassionate. There was some politician or somebody who posted on X, said something about, in talking about her, the sin of empathy. He called empathy a sin. Okay, guys, the conservative Christians, the evangelicals, a lot of them lost their way decades ago. What they have been, doing this weird, Christian nationalism, and things like that, hating on certain groups, saying women should be at the home having babies, and things like that. I mean, a lot of people have lost their way and stuff, and it should be so evident and so clear. The message she gave was Christian values at their core, you know, and stuff. But, and another person said, well, there should be separation of church and state, and she was getting political. And it's like that. And I said, the state literally walked into the church. Okay. If the state walks into the church and sits down, okay, and she's going to give a message to the state because they're literally sitting there in her face, you know and her plea was very compassionate. Also, she also followed another one: do not judge lest you be judged. When she was speaking to President Trump, she never, I hate to have to call him that, but she never judged him. She could have brought up the time when he gassed the peaceful protesters. She could have said all that. She could have said all kinds of things. She could have pointed the finger and judged for certain things he's done. But she did not do that. She didn't bring up his criminal charges, the sexual assault. She didn't bring up any of that stuff. And like I said, she could have brought that up. Remember when you did that outside of the church? Okay, she could have done that. But she never judged him. She just very kindly asked for mercy. But the reaction by so-called Christians, okay, and stuff, they're the ones reacting badly. That I'm talking about the so-called. There is a difference between authentic and so-called. People that are actually, because even on YouTube, I've seen them. There is actual Christians that are talking about this stuff is wrong. They're trying to minister to people, and they're trying to get the message out to the best of ability and stuff. That these things that Trump is doing is not Christian like, and there is a false version of Christianity being perpetuated onto people that is leading them astray. And they're trying to warn them, because it's only going to lead to bad things and stuff. You're being used. Okay, you were used to elect him, and you're still being used and manipulated and stuff. But yes, those things, I mean, you got, and see, they know it. If they've read the book, they know it. Would Jesus have welcomed immigrants into this country that were running from, crime and, trying to save their families? Would he welcome them? Of course he would. Okay. I mean, of course he would want to give them shelter and everything. All the things he talked about, compassion and love and, understanding and everything. But one thing Jesus talked about, guys, some of y'all play with fire. He did talk about sin no more, and stop hating on other people because of the color of their skin. My God. Oh my, it's 2025, and you can't be awake if you're sitting there and you don't see that we're all one big family on planet Earth. If you can't see that by now and stuff, this is melanin, this is skin, and stuff. And the xenophobia and the racism is out of control and stuff. Now, I know, and I'm going to pull some cards because I know a lot of you guys are kind of worried and distraught, and some are scared and things like that. And I know it's super hard. Like, I see all this going on, but I knew it was going to happen if he was elected. I knew all this was going to happen. But one of the things to remember, the light always wins in the end. Okay? And I know it can seem a long time. We're in the times, guys. I've told you guys that. I mean, everybody knows it. I think everybody knows we're in the times. It's just a matter of understanding who are some people can't figure out the good guys from the bad guys. And they clearly exist and stuff. And if you want to be on the right side of things, if you want to be on the right side of things, Christ is in here. Christ consciousness comes from here. And if you're growing cold here, which Jesus also did say that in the end, the end times, the love of people would grow cold. If you're growing cold, okay, that's not good. Let's pull some cards. I do have the protector guide up there. So I want you guys to know there is still protection, okay? For those that are in alignment with spirit, okay? You will have still have protections around you. You may not feel safe, but spirit also promised, okay, in scriptures that you will be protected. Okay? There is that. Doesn't mean you won't go through some kind of suffering, but you will be protected. And I also got the card angels. Okay? Yeah, there's tons of angels. And it says you are supported, divine intervention is at play. Okay? And yes, even though all this, they may think they're winning, okay? They may be like, oh, I'm winning. That a spirit's in control. Okay, this is about people. You get to choose. It's either spirit or it's this stuff of the world. Okay, and stuff, and also, yeah, closed door. Okay, there are going to be those. There is a certain point on the path. If you keep walking the wrong path, you're going to find a closed door. That's a warning from spirit. You know, the door to heaven. Do you want it closed? Okay, so you got to be careful and stuff. And also, choice. You got to choose the right path here. Don't let things of the world sway you from the door of heaven. Okay? These things, all this manipulation to get you to hate, to get you to fear, and all that stuff, just like the card says, it's decision time. The choice is yours. Everyone, everything, Spirit has pulled back the curtain to show you everything that's going on. Okay? It's not hiding anymore. We've got Elon doing, you know, his Nazi salute shit. It's all in your face now. And if you're supportive of that, you're going to reach the closed door. I don't think you want that. And stop. The choice is yours, just like it says. And stop. Now, some of you are kind of worried. I've got like kind of the career here. Like, you're worried about what if something happens to my job? There are federal workers scared, things like that. Know that Spirit will take care of you and stuff. But the main thing is we do not want to sell out and stuff. I've also got the chemist card, craving something new. Adjustments are happening. Okay, there are certain things that are happening that are adjustments and stuff. And no matter what, keep the vibration high and everything. So one of the things also I want to just kind of let you guys know, be careful watching the news. Because, once it's like we want to be informed, but at the same time, when you plug in, it's going to lower your vibe and stuff. And so we want to be very careful. And that's what they want to do. They want you to feel powerless and fearful and everything. But those of us that are spiritualists, that are working on the path, we know I'm going to shut this shit off and I'm going to tune into spirit. Okay? That's what we need to be plugging into. We need to be plugging into source, spirit, and everything. Read your spiritual books during this time, or even watch good inspirational things. Raise the frequency, raise the vibe. And try to, if you're going to be posting on social media, we do want to speak our truth. We want to speak truth to power, but we also want to put out positive messages and things like that. So, but yes, the sermon, I was very impressed by her. It took a lot of courage. She's getting death threats now. It's amazing though. Christians attacking a woman who gave a Christian message. The hypocrisy is immense. It is immense. It is crazy. And stuff like that. There are those that can sit there. You could wear a cross. You could go to church and all that, but it's here. It's here, and Spirit knows everyone here. That's one thing. And also, so be kind to each other. Take care of one another, and kind of go easy on the news. If you feel yourself getting down, unplug from it. Don't be like I can't look. And just remember, God is in control. Have a good one, guys.